And after I got Bouvet, I figured, okay, well, that's fine. Hopefully, I guess I can buy a card later. But anyway, I just wanted to bring it up.
Oh, yeah. So it was, I didn't have a ton of time this weekend. I spent most of Saturday at the dealership spending way too much money on my car. But I got on last night, and I got on this morning, and I got on a little bit this afternoon. So I'm pretty happy that I made about 50 contacts and worked a couple new countries that I've never worked before on sideband. So and that's the whole reason why I get on that contest is to get some of those countries on sideband that you just don't hear any other time of the year.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah, Bill told me today that he worked Morocco on 80 meters last night on his inverted V.
Yeah, well, and 15 meters was open into Europe this morning, so I worked Italy and Ireland, and last night I worked EU, Russia, and Alaska. Oh, of course, I worked Alaska today, too. Finally got Hawaii later today. I was like, where the heck is Hawaii? And then they turned up. So it was, it was interesting. Conditions weren't the greatest, and I worked more bands than I have in the past. I actually did 10 meters all the way down to 40. So, I didn't make a ton of contacts on 40, but I at least made some.
So that's good. You were doing that on sideband?
Well, that's the only thing that was going this weekend for the contest.
Oh, okay. That's right. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're talking.
Well, yeah, and I don't always have a lot of time to get in here and get on the microphone, which is why I do a lot of digital, just because I can do digital remotely, and I can do digital after the wife goes to bed, and other times I'm sitting here listening to you guys chit-chatting on VHF, UHF, so I just run digital in the background.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a better way to spend your time. As far as running the digital. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, when I was working out here in the shop, I couldn't hear him. I knew he was there because I heard the pile up about 10 up. So I just waited, and I was hoping for propagation to change. Then about an hour later, it was around 7 in the morning, 7:30, and it came up just enough, and he was able to come back to me. So it took a while, but I finally got it.
Oh, very good. Let's see here. Let's see what I worked this weekend. Aruba, Barbados, Russia, Curacao, Bonaire, Mexico, worked Puerto Rico, let's see, Alaska, Argentina. Oh, I worked at Galapagos Islands on a couple bands. That was fun. I've worked them before. Let me let it reload here. Of course, QRZ is going to take a moment the second I hit the button.
That Juliet 51, is that expedition over, or is it still going?
No, it's still going. And of course, when the contest ended at 5 o'clock, he just kept calling CQ and had a pile up. But I got in right. I was his second to last contact in the contest, and he had no pile up. It was great. I timed it just right.
Okay, I might still try to get him. What is it? Juliet 51 what?
Juliet 51 Alpha.
Okay, I'll keep a track on him.
Yeah, I already had them on FT8 on a couple bands, but I was kind of shocked to be able to get them on sideband. Yep, and they uploaded the confirmation. So yeah, so that's cool. Let's see what else. let's see, Argentina, Hawaii, Brazil, Japan. Yeah, 10 meters kind of turned into just being Southern California and Japan. I worked a bunch of Japan stations. I did work Morocco on 10 meters, Cape Verde, Supreme, which is South America. Let's see what else. Portugal, Italy, Spain, Canary Islands. Yeah, so it was, kind of an interesting weekend. Now I just get to sit here and wait for the confirmations to show up.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you did good. That's a good job.
Yep. So it's. I wish I could have been on a little bit more, and I wish I didn't have to spend how much money I spent at the dealership on Saturday. But whatever.
What'd you do? Buy a car?
No, well, my car hit 75,000 miles and had a bunch of stuff that needed to be done, including all 4 brakes.
Okay, I'm guessing if you did you do all the fluids?
Rear diff, oil, brake fluid, coolant, swapped out the filters, had one of my fog lights replaced, all 4 brakes, rotors grinded. Let's just say I spent $1,600 just on labor.
Okay, I was gonna guess $2,000 for everything at least.
Yeah, it was like $2,400.
Okay, well, I don't know what kind of car you got. When I go to the Ford in Clovis for my maintenance, and they're $250 an hour, so nothing's cheap.
Yeah, it's a Honda CR-V, and it's under warranty, so I take it to the dealership. And, my last couple oil changes haven't been that expensive. I just, there was just a bunch of stuff that all hit all at once.
Yeah. Do you take it to the dealer? That stuff was under warranty, though, wasn't it?
No, none of that stuff was under warranty. My stupid fog light, I picked up a rock after replacing my fog light the first time. So this is the second time I've had to replace the same fog light because it hit a rock.
Oh, from flying up from somebody in front of you?
Yeah, most likely, because they're down low and they're glass. So if a little pebble comes off someone's tire into my fog light, it just cracks the glass on the front.
Yeah, I gotcha. It's like a windshield.
And of course, the entire module has to be swapped out. Of course, it's not in multiple pieces. And of course, it's like $400 to swap it out because they got to take the entire front of the car off.
That's nuts.
It's like, you guys couldn't design this so you could just come up from the bottom and get to it from behind? Nope.
No, they engineer it for going together, not for taking it apart.
Yeah, that's correct. K6US.
WA6AJ. Okay, well, I'll stand by.
Yeah, Roger. So, well, I'm gonna go give those guys the J51 Alpha guys another couple bucks so I can get my confirmation for 15-meter sideband.
Yeah, you mean you're talking about the card itself, right?
Well, but they also want a donation if you want the logbook of the world confirmation. I probably could, if I was patient. Most of these DXpeditions, if you pay them, they'll upload it right away, and if you don't pay them, then they'll upload it in a year, and I don't feel like waiting.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I don't do the logbook of the world, but Bouvet did have me uploaded within about an hour, so they show me on 12 meters. It's just I got to figure out with their new system that they're using to send them. I think they want $4 for the card.
Yeah, so a lot of people go to either Clublog or there's another website that a lot of people go through, and you PayPal them a couple bucks and then they'll send you a card.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, Clublog I believe is the one I've usually used.
Yeah, there's another one that starts with an M. I think it's a British call sign, but I always forget what the call sign is. But yeah, there's 2 main ones that everybody uses.
Yeah, is that the a Mary Nancy Zero call or something?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have the J51 Alpha. I have them on 15, 17, 20, 30, and 40 using FT8, and then now I have them on 15-meter sideband.
Okay. I'm going to have to get on the cluster tracker and see where they're at.
Yeah, that's always the fun things about the internet is it's easy to find where all these guys are. And I'm here in CW.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love it. I mean, it shows them where they're at and what they're using as far as mode, and it's updated every, I don't know, the one I'm looking at about every 10 minutes, so it's nice.
Yeah, I don't use it during the contest just like this last weekend because they actually have two separate categories for assisted and non-assisted, and I always do the non-assisted.
How do they know?
Well, it's on your honor. I would rather just start at the bottom of the band and just scan through and work people versus having to, look at the spotting network and figure out what these guys are. And I'm not, on that contest, I'm not point hunting or multi-hunting, hunting for multipliers. So I'd rather just start at the bottom of the band and move my way through, and so I don't look at any of the spotting networks during the DX contest.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm not a big contester. I like to get a country I haven't had before, so that's kind of when I do it.
Right, and that's half the reason why I operate this weekend, because there's ways that you can get countries that you're not going to get any other way. Yeah, let's see. Let's look up. I was going to look up how Bouvet was doing their confirmations here. So the other annoying thing about Bouvet is they've been uploading all of their updates as to what is going on to Facebook. And I deleted my Facebook account about 6 years ago, and it makes it really annoying to get information from them.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I haven't been on Facebook in years. And I went to that English guy. He's the QSL manager for them. I forgot what the hell the name of it. I'll have to send it to you once I find it.
Yeah, so their QSL manager service is Mike 0 Oscar X-Ray Oscar.
Yeah, that's the one.
And I think they have a website too where they do. Yep. So that's where you got to pay for the confirmation from them. Some of these guys, I don't mind throwing them a couple bucks. Some of them get kind of annoying. I don't mind it with the DXpeditions as much, but the DXpedition that went to that island down by Puerto Rico, they were uploading confirmations almost immediately for free. I ended up just donating to them anyways. It's like, this is how it all should be. All these DXpeditions now can take Starlink dishes with them. They can upload all of this in real time.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know how Bouvet was doing it, but it had to be something like that because it was real quick when I saw mine. I just got to figure out. I haven't figured out yet how to pay them for a card. Is that on that English station?
Yeah, it's on the M0 Oscar X-Ray Oscar.com, and then there's like a let's see, how do I QSL, and then I think you probably got to go look it up. I've done it before.
Okay, I'll get it. Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, basically there's a page in there, and you pull up the DXpedition, and then you put your call sign in there, and you confirm that you made the contact with them, and then you throw them a couple bucks.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Sometimes they wait until after the DXpedition is over. I'm not sure about this one.
Well, I know if they're going to send you a physical card, those always come later.
Yeah, right. Sometimes months later.
But usually, if you pay for them, they're pretty. They're usually pretty well printed, and they'll have a picture of the entire group of guys. They're kind of fun to. I've gotten a couple of them. It's kind of fun to see a group of 20 guys on some godforsaken island, looking cold.
Yeah, I was looking at the weather report yesterday. It was the high was like 35 and the low was like 31. So it doesn't sound too appealing to me.
That's a huge swing.
Yeah. That's being cold, though, 24/7.
Well, that's what the amplifiers are for.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of prepping to go into a place like that, that's for sure.
Well, at least this time they actually made it onto the stinking island because they bought a freaking helicopter with them.
Yeah, I remember the last time, what was that, a year ago or 2 years ago?
Yeah, and it turned into a giant safety issue because of weather, and they couldn't get everybody on shore, and they couldn't make as many contacts as they wanted, and it's like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, they were trying to go on shore with inflatables or something.
Yeah, I think they were using those. What do they call them? But anyways, yeah, those dinghies. With the outboard motor.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, that sounds a little hairy.
But yeah, I keep watching the live propagation on PSK Reporter, and Europe is due north of them, and so for trans-equatorial, it's an easy shot for them to get to Europe, but we're off to the side and around the corner.
Yeah, there was one guy stateside that said you're on the wrong side of the island or something like that.
Yeah, that's funny. So one of the other interesting things, if you look at the projection map for Bouvet, their shot to Japan is behind Europe.
Oh wow! What? When's the best time to get these guys? Early morning or what?
I don't know. I've been trying to catch them around gray line, when the sun's setting for us or the sun's setting for them, or vice versa. Because right now it's dark there, and the sun will be coming up in a couple hours. But I haven't been able to consistently see them enough to work them. Yeah,
I understood. It's kind of hard to get on the radio, especially when you got little kids.
Yeah, there's just, timing, and, I can't be here all the time, and I don't leave the radios running when I'm not here, and, fun stuff like that. So, where the hell is everybody else? K6US.
I don't know, we're burning up the bandwidth.
KJ6TYO on 009.
Whiskey 6, Papa?
Well, I don't know who's taking check-in.
What check-ins?
I didn't think you were.
WA6AAJ. We're just waiting for the master.
W6AAJ is 20 over out here. Wow.
Okay, I didn't get your call. Who's this?
KJ6TYO. Ron out here west of Fresno, Kerman.
Oh, hi, Ryan. Yeah, well, I'm pointed right at Aaron, so I'm due west.
Gotcha. Okay, that's why.
Yeah, you guys are booming in, too.
Yeah, Ron's behind me, Mike.
Okay. Well, I'm skipping. Both of you guys in my line of sight, then.
Hi there.
Roger.
Hi there.
Oh, he's directly behind you, like in the neighborhood?
He's about 6 miles west of me.
Okay, that's pretty close.
Hello there, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
And hi, Ron.
Hello there. I heard Mike, but he's...
Well, he's got to get the amplifier going.
Oh, I have it going. I just didn't throw one switch here. How's that?
Yep, it sounds like it's working. K6US 1079 and Bozo 1100.
You're in here. I got you. You?
982.
1009.
Who was the last one?
1009.
1009. Hi, Ron. Hi, Darren. Daryl.
Good evening, Mike.
727.
727.
L37. 61.
Hang on a second. 727 and 61, but I heard a CW in there. Was that 249? Well, who was the CW? Somebody said hi. Okay, well, we'll take good evening to you, Mike 727. And why don't we shoot it right down to you, Rick, since you're the farthest away, more or less, and then we'll listen for Ben. KB6RQU, Bozo 61, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening to everyone. KB6RQU. DMO5, the old Lake Isabella guy, over.
Yes, you sound like you're in the shack with me. My God, we got conditions tonight.
No, that's good. Maybe I'll be able to talk to maybe a couple of new ones.
Yeah, who knows? Okay, Ben, are you here? N6SWR, are you in here tonight? Well, maybe you'll pop in a couple of minutes here. I'm almost off schedule. I sat down in the chair at 10 after 7 and thought I'd just take a 10-minute nap, and the next thing I know, Judy's saying, hey, aren't you going to go to the net at 7:30? Okay.
Where would you be without Judy?
I'd be in the chair sleeping. Anyway, good morning, all. No, good evening. I guess it's evening here. It's spring forward, and it's got me all screwed up here.
Welcome to the year that winter forgot to come.
Well, it may get here yet. It's supposed to be here toward the end of this month. It's supposed to cool off. Maybe we'll get some snow in early April. Lord help.
When I see it.
What's that?
I said, I'll believe that when I see it.
Oh, well, I think I've seen it. I remember seeing it seemed like it was snowing in April one year. I came home and I lost Bryant Road on the snow.
When was that?
Well, it was a while back, probably more than 25 years ago. It had to be because I lived in Friant at the time, so it had to be in the 90s.
Yeah, I was around. I might have remembered something like that.
Well, I had snow in the backyard in Friant for over 2 weeks. Every single orange that I had, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orange trees, full-grown orange trees that were planted in the 20s, 1920s. So they were really big orange trees. And every single orange froze rock solid, turned into, and then when it thawed out, the tree took the moisture back out, and I had a bunch of orange ornaments over.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I kind of remember. Didn't that a bunch of snowy slush hit the valley floor during that?
Yeah. Orange trees are very resilient and they're smart. So they know when the crop's no good, they take the water back. And these oranges were just a bunch of fiber and orange, but I had a neighbor and he had a big Caterpillar tractor, and he came in the backyard and he plowed a deep trench about 50 feet long and 5 feet deep, and we just pushed all the oranges in there. It was just horrible to see it. All these beautiful oranges, and there wasn't a good one in the bunch.
Yeah, that's what you call woody oranges, right?
Well, there's nothing in them but pith. Oh, pith on it.
Yeah. 704.
704. Good evening, Terry.
Good evening, Mike and everybody.
620.
I heard part of a word. What was that?
620 W6PE.
Oh, okay. I got it. I got the full word that time, Mike. Good evening to you. 620 W6 Papa Echo up there in Oakhurst. How are you doing?
Doing good. Yep. Trying to get adjusted to this stupid time change. It always messes things up for a few days, but I guess I'll adapt.
Yeah, well, I adjust pretty easily. It's just that I would have had the same problem. If it had been an hour later, I would have sat down in the chair. I fell asleep just before net time here. I worked outside till pretty late. I was pulling weeds. For some reason, I had some weeds, and I spent an hour pulling, 3 hours pulling weeds. When I came in, I was feeling good, and I sat down and had a little dinner, and the next thing I know, I was asleep. So there you go. Anyway, Terry, how was your day? Well, Terry's already gone back in the house. Or somewhere. Is Rob in here? KM6SRR? Oh, by golly. What's going on with Rob, Aaron?
I don't know. I haven't talked with him. K6US.
Okay. No sweat. I just, normally he's in here like clockwork, unless we know ahead of time he's not going to be. Let's take a standby. I am pointed south, but I'm not hearing much out of the boys in L.A. I wonder if they decided to make the net an hour later or keep it on the same time and not go daylight savings. So maybe they're starting their net at 8 o'clock instead of 7. Anyway, how about you, Ben? N6 Sugar Whiskey Radio, N6SWR DMO5 Bakersfield, K6MYC. Nothing heard. Okay. That's odd. He's missed 2 or 3 nets in a row now. That's kind of odd. Is there anybody else down there? How about L.A.? Are you in here yet, John? John maybe overslept. Well, let's see. Who else do we have in the area here? We're missing quite a few people. Ron, how are you doing? Are they going to let you go back to work, or is the skin still trying to come back to life on your ankles there? Over.
Yeah, I got to go see the doctor and see what he says about it. But yeah, it's still a little red and a little scabbed up, swollen up. So I'm thinking it'd be another month.
Oh, I thought you might say another week. Okay, another month. Huh? You got workman's comp?
I think I'm gonna do state disability.
Okay. How old are you? Are you old enough for that?
I'll see why not. Done it before when I had back surgery about, it's been 13 years ago I did it. So, yeah, I'll be 64 in April.
Oh, okay. Well, if you can get it, you might as well take it, huh? All righty. See, how about N6BYH? We haven't heard Mike in here for quite some time. WA60YB could be in here, but he isn't. KE6VON, how about Adam? I heard somebody. Who was that way down there?
KG6QNY, 1091.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Marcus. 1091. Have you got Rob over at your place?
No, I haven't heard him. So
but I've been doing some work on trying to get a dipole up there. So, but I haven't gotten a hold of him.
Well, that's all right. I thought he might be over at your place. Sometimes the only time you check in is when you've had a gang over there. I didn't mean only time, but the other guy that's missing here is Larry tonight. I wonder if Larry's still screwed up with the time change. W6OWL, Old Woolly Lion, K6MYC.
11, K6MI.
K6MI, good evening to you, John. And you're sounding good.
Finally worked the Beauvais Island twice, in fact, on digital on 80 and 40 meters. The first contact on 80 meters was quite a surprise. I never thought I'd get them up there.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You must have done that this morning, early?
2 nights ago, actually, and then 40 meters last night. And for some reason on 20, 15, 10, I can barely copy them.
Well, were they on digital, though? They didn't come up to 40-meter sideband, huh?
I haven't caught them on sideband on any band yet. I haven't even caught them on CW on any band.
Oh, crap.
Very, very hard. I know they're running high power and beams, but it's just not happening.
Boy, oh boy, we had wonderful conditions over the weekend on 40. I worked a whole bunch of Europeans. Saturday night, it was just gangbusters in here. Friday night was pretty ratty because I had high noise, and now we know why. We were all conjuring on where the noise came from. Guys were asking, why did you have such high noise, Mike, and what were you doing on Friday night? Well, I always get on Friday night, try to work the African boys. And, of course, it screwed up because of the contest. But I looked at the spectrum last night, and it was about 2 inches high out of a 4-inch high spectrum on my display. So it was awful noise. S meter just hung there between S9 and 10 over. And of course, it turned out to be all those tornadoes and crap that was going on. Oklahoma losing roofs and killing people, and I guess 8 people at least have died so far with all this funny tornadoes and huge weather things. So that's what was causing all the static when I looked east on 40 on Friday. Saturday was gorgeous, and I worked a whole bunch of Europeans with big signals, S9 plus 20. I worked one guy in, where was he, HA8, no, HA something or other, I think in Hungary. But he was 25 over 9, huge signal. So conditions were really good. The only problem was that some of them didn't speak very good English, and I had to listen 10, 15 times to get a call sign that I could recognize. They are not doing a very good job of their call signs. But obviously somebody was hearing them, or they were being reported on a cluster, so you knew who they were because they were reported on a certain frequency. That's the only thing I could think of, because I can't imagine. I listened and listened and listened and listened, and I couldn't get call signs. And I'm pretty good at call signs usually, but man, these guys were terrible. Their English was terrible on top of everything. I worked one guy, and I said, yeah, you're the reports are 5.9 in your state, CA or California. I said CA, and he said, I don't know what is that, AA, or what did you say, or something. And I said, California, California, California. And he couldn't get it. I had to say California 10 times in 10 different ways before he got the state I was in. So they weren't very moxie in terms of, I guess I surprised him. Maybe he didn't think he could work California. I don't know. Anyway, good evening, John. Sorry about the long story about nothing. K6MI, K6MYC.
Great fun. And back on the KT34 upgrade kit, I started it a year ago, and I figured I've got to get out there and finish it. So been working on that, and I'll keep working on it. I'm near the end, I hope.
Okay. When you first checked in, the radio was clean. That transmission was, I'm sorry to say, unreadable. Every word was just a blur. So terribly, terribly, terribly distorted, John. I'm sorry.
Can I try 971?
971. Gotcha.
Am I bored too, Mike?
Okay, I'm going to try again. We're waiting for John to come in out of L.A., but I don't hear the L.A. boys in there. I hear some little tiny voices down in there. There they are. Boy, they're weak.
The expedition, the $1.7 million expedition. I heard him a couple of days ago on 40 meters, CW inside band.
Somebody's talking about a de-expedition on 40 meters. Must be the 3 Yankee.
Trying to get in, but then later,
Anyway, John, if you would do me a favor, John, you've got my phone number. Call me on the phone if they come up on 40-meter sideband. Anytime, probably from 0-100 hours on till early morning. Call me on the phone if you hear them on 40-meter sideband. K6MI, K6MYC.
Such propagation on 12 meters is probably the same as 10, but I was going for 12 and 30 meters to try to get the Bouvet because I believe...
Is anybody here the person that's talking?
...the ward fans for their antenna, so it gives me an advantage, I think.
Must be coming out of L.A. I don't know how much longer I should wait around for John before we go over to Atascadero here. Anyway, if you're still listening there, John, I'm glad you got the 3Y0. Hopefully they'll come up on phone one of these days. 20 or 40 meters, I wouldn't mind working them on 20, but it's more of a challenge and more fun to work them on 40.
Right, I'll take a look out.
Is there somebody else that wants to check into the Northern California Bozo Net? This is Mike, Bozo 47 K6MYC, over. We're hearing them, but they're not hearing me. Well, the meter's slamming against the peg, so it must be working. Okay, everybody's quiet. One more call for you, Ben, N6SWR, K6MYC. Okay, I guess we should, Rob will probably check in when he gets wherever he's going or gets home. Let's go to Atascadero. There we are toward Atascadero. W6 Queen Uniform Italy. 6QUI K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC W6QUI. Over here. Bozo 1055.
1055. Got you, Ron. Good signal. We missed you last Wednesday, of course, but I guess that was because it was the first or the third Wednesday of the month, which you always have something going on. I called you several times, but then I realized, hey, this must be the first Wednesday of the month. Anyway, good to hear you. We do have a couple of stations here that can work you, so hang in there a second. And let me turn it over to you, Mike, WA6AAJ, K6MYC. Maybe Mike's gone off to a phone call. How about you, Rob? Aaron, do you want to say hello to Ron down there?
Yeah, good evening, Ron. K6US, Fresno.
Yeah, good evening, Aaron. Nice signal. We do have another station on frequency here, by the way.
Well, why don't you call them in, because I don't hear them.
Oh, well, he hasn't called you yet. Go ahead, Eric.
Bozo number is 1044. How you all doing tonight?
Oh, very good, Eric. Very good. We're doing fine. And good to hear you again. Two weekends in a row here. Phenomenal. Great to hear you. I'll also let you have a contact, have a shot at Rob, not Rob, but Aaron there. K6 Uniform Sugar, you copy in, Eric?
Yeah, I hear him in there a little bit. It's kind of distorted. Do you got a copy on me, Eric? K6US.
Yeah, you're coming in really clear. Yeah, I heard you just fine. It's a bummer you can't hear me too well.
Well, okay, Eric. Signal strength to me, you're doing pretty good up here. Just a little bit below Ron. The other day you were stronger than Ron. But have you changed radios or something? Because you do have some distortion on the audio. Maybe Ron and you can get together after we leave here and let you guys go, and maybe you can help him with that. Ron, over.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, maybe you have the mic gain up a little too high there. You know what that's...
No, how about this? I just move away a little bit.
Sounds like our feedback.
Yeah, I don't know. Talked to him earlier down at the low end of the band. It sounded okay there, so I don't know what's going on. RF might be getting into the radio. He's on his 4-element beam tonight, not the big one.
Oh, okay. Are you on the in the mobile, Eric, or are you at home?
No, I'm mobile. I'm going to be mobile until I get that power up. So I'm just probably about less than a quarter mile from Ron's house, a little bit more than he is, and a little bit south of him.
Okay. Well, you're in the mobile, but you're not on your normal spot, I guess. But it still would be fine copy if it wasn't for the distortion. Some of the times I can't tell exactly what you're saying, but I got most of that one. So who knows? I'm sure that maybe you and Ron can work it out, move the antenna around or point toward him in a different direction or something and see if that makes any change. Or grab the mic cord. And what I do when I'm suspecting RF in the mic cord, bundle the mic cord up in your hands, like cup your hands all around the mic cord, so the mic in your face and all right up against the radio, and your hands are covering the whole mic cord, and see if that makes it any better. We'll stand by for that. Over.
Roger that. I've got it all covered up right now. You with the mic cord covered up in my hand. How does that sound?
Well, it might be a little better, but I don't think it was much different. What do you think, Ron?
That sounds the same to me. Yeah, you might check the mic gain. I suspect you may have that up a little high.
Well, it doesn't sound like overdrive. It just sounds like some kind of distortion that's creeping in from something. Anyway. All right, well, listen, anybody else want to say hello to Ron and Eric down there? Go ahead now. Otherwise, we'll let them go and see if they can get that Eric's audio problem sorted out. This is K6MYC Bozo Net, Central California with W6QUI and KN6EIV. Anybody else want to work the boys in the Tascadero? Go ahead.
Yeah, that was a double mic. I think somebody was trying. Who was the breaker? Over?
Yeah, W6QUI, Alpha Juliet 6 Papa Delta, Bozo 1237. Just like to say hello from Corsico.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good up there. Yeah, we copy. We're not super loud, but definitely Q5 here. Good evening. Over there in Corsico, W6QUI.
Yeah, good evening, Tony, and I've got you checked in. AJ6 PD, go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Mike. I thought you caught me earlier. That's why I didn't say anything again. Thanks for letting me shout down the Tascadero there. My wife's got an uncle in Santa Margarita down in that area, so it's kind of nice to make a contact that way. Everybody sounded good tonight. Mike, thank you.
Yeah, give them your, why don't you guys exchange grid squares just as if we were in the contest? Go ahead.
I don't know my grid square.
Delta Mike 07.
Oh, yeah, Delta Mike 07, that's right. Now that you said it, I remembered it. Thank you.
I'm in Charlie Mike 95. Charlie Mike 95. W6QUI.
All right, very good. Thank you, Ronald. Pleasure to meet you. AJ6PD, back to net control. Thank you, Mike.
You betcha. Good to have you in here, Tony. Good signal. And I think it's a 3-element, a small 3-element Yagi. Isn't that what you have up there?
No, I got a small diamond 2-meter 440.
Yeah, so he's doing pretty well. Must have a pretty clear shot down your way, Ron.
CW breaker too.
Yeah, I hear him. Is that KB6? KB6. KD6BQ, is that you, Richard? Okay, I'll put 249 down, but we'll expect to see you on the direct path in a few minutes there. Thank you, Richard. Good to hear you. Okay, very good. Well, look, we'll let you guys go, you and Eric, and I'm sure you'll sort that RF problem out there. I got a cat. This cat is not the one that normally comes in here. This is Sparky. You probably guys can probably hear Sparky. What is it, buddy? Well, what is it? What is it? He's trying to tell me something. He's very disturbed today, and I don't know what it is. Maybe we're going to have an earthquake or something. And he just did not want to go outside today. He was just petrified of going outside, and there was nothing out there. With bright sunshine, no other cats, no dogs. And he just was scared to death, and he's trying to tell me something here. You're being such a good kitty. Yes, you are. It's nice to see you. Sparky is a big cat. He weighs about 20-some pounds. He's black on the back and white on the front like he has a tuxedo on. All right. Sparky and me is going to move on. 73 Ron, 73 Eric, and we'll hopefully catch you Wednesday. Maybe you can try the same thing Wednesday for another check. It's second Wednesday of the month, so we should get Ron in there also. W6QUI for a final, K6MYC.
Okay, yeah, very good, Mike. Yeah, and you're right. The first Monday and first and third Wednesdays, I'm usually unavailable. So you got it right that time. Okay, 7-3. Got any final comments there, Rick?
I'll try to work on this radio here. And thank you guys for trying to help me out there, Cat 60R there.
Okay, what radio are you using, Eric, over?
70642J.
Again, please, a 761.
A 706 Mark 2G.
Oh, 706 Mark 2G. That should be a good one. They don't usually do that. They're meant for a mobile operation, so the 706 Mark 2G sounds fine except for this distortion, which is, I don't think it's a microphone issue. It just, I'm almost positive it's some form of RF distortion. Maybe you can try a different antenna. If you have a different antenna on the car that you can still hook up with Ron, that might be a quick check just to see if it's something that's related to the antenna you're on now. 7-3 and good luck. Thanks for checking in, Eric. KN6EIV with W6QUI, K6MYC going up to Santa Cruz. Okay, here we are towards Santa Cruz and Watsonville area. AF6 United or KW6S. How about it, Lee? Are you in there this evening? No. Is it? What was the call? Give me the number again, over. I heard 727, but that doesn't sound right. That can't be right. Who called in? And please repeat, over. Well, maybe it was something from earlier chatter. Okay, from the other direction there. Okay, KW6S, I should say. Kilo Whiskey 6 Sugar K6MYC. How about it, Tom? KW6S, KW6 Sugar, or Alpha Foxtrot 6 United, K6MYC. Over. Okay, no luck there. Let's go up into the Bay Area.
WB6JNN.
WB6JNN. Good evening, Jim. Good signal, even though I wasn't quite pointed at you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're S9 plus a little bit, so you're doing okay. K6MYC, WB6JNN 285, and I cranked the antenna up all the way to where it normally used to be, and then named it, I think, correctly. I don't know for sure if I got it exactly right, but it's good enough, obviously. WB6JNN.
Yeah, I went all the way from 280 to 295, and I can't see any difference. Very strong signal. Very strong signal. So raising it had a big something to do with the improved signal strength, I'm sure. There, Jim. Good to hear you. Were you faced again this weekend with high winds? I know that there's been pretty windy all over the state here. Did you have high winds preventing you from flying?
Well, yesterday the wind was fairly strong, and this morning early it was fairly strong enough that I don't fly my light aircraft. But this afternoon it calmed down. It was actually 80 degrees, believe it or not.
Wow, yeah. We got very warm here, too. We probably had a little peak. I don't think we got to 80, but we were very close. So it was really nice outside today. And a little tiny breeze, but very much less than what we have had. It was breezy, as you said this morning. I looked out the window at 9 o'clock or so, and it was moving the bushes outside the kitchen window, but when I got out there didn't seem to be much wind, so it was a really pleasant day. Good to hear you, Jim, and thanks for raising the 2-meter antenna. Did any other antennas go with it as you raised it?
Well, 1296 is up there too, so that should help there. 432 is up there, but we've never had a good path on that band, and it's not connected these days because of the problems that we were having with it. So, and I can't get to it. It's above the area you can reach when the antenna is all the way down. So there you go. If I was more of a mechanic, I could probably come up with something where I could tilt over the tower, but or the mast. You know what kind of mast I have. But I don't know, that might take quite a little bit of effort. Anyway, okay, WB6JNN.
Okay. You'd think the 432 has got a feed line problem or something, but 1296 you think is okay?
Well, last night, not last night, but the last 1296 session, you were very weak as well, so I don't know if that's me or you or just the path. You never can tell on that band exactly what's going on. So I guess this coming week we will figure it out.
Yeah, okay. On Tuesday we'll give it another hard shot here. I think the weather is going to hold pretty nice here. Not expecting any rain or anything. It's going to be relatively temperature-wise pretty stable. We're going to have intermittent cloudy days, but nothing serious. So hopefully it'll be decent. And you're pretty sure 432 has got a problem at the antenna, not at the other end. You could connect it on the bottom end, but you think it's not working? Is that it?
No, the problem with the 432 is I used one feed line for 2 meters and 432 and a splitter at the top, or a diplexer, and so it's connected to the diplexer, but the cable coming down has a problem that it came apart, and so I just put a connector on the bottom part and connected that to the 2-meter antenna. And I was having trouble, I think, with the diplexer. It may have leaked or something. It's been up there for several years, so it's not even supposed to be used outdoors, but I gooped it up pretty good, and I think it just finally, something went wrong with it, because the standing wave was pretty high on that antenna.
Okay, well, maybe you can listen on it on Thursday and see if you can hear me. It sounds like maybe since you've raised everything, it may work, but if it's a diplexer or a cable piece, a section of cable or something, or a bad feed point resistance or something, then it ain't gonna help any. But might not be bad to just listen and see if you can hear anybody on it. All right, let you go. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see who else is in here. WB6JNN, K6MYC, calling Bozo Net, Bay Area, over.
807.
I hear you, Stan, 807. I must report that I have little tiny tomato plants coming up, over.
Yeah, okay, and I sent you another half dozen of sun gold on Thursday. I don't know whether you received them. You should have received them by now, but maybe you haven't checked your mailbox. Yeah, I planted a few of mine, 6 of them out yesterday. 2 of them had the heads chopped off by a squirrel or something. Luckily got a few spares. I got 4 spares of that particular variety, so I have to make some wire netting cages. Critters, if the critters don't get them, the gophers pull the damn things down through the soil, so maybe back to putting them in containers. Anyway, glad you've got some up, and tell me if you received the second envelope I sent on Thursday. K6MYC AB6SR. Your lovely signal, of course. Back to you.
Okay. Yeah, booming signal here, too. A little distortion on it, but I'm thinking it's my blanker, but I tried to shut the blanker off, and I can't see the indicator on the radio whether the blanker's on or off. Maybe you can look at my radio, Aaron, and turn the blanker off. I needed it for a little while, but I don't need it now. So if you can turn the blanker off, that would be helpful. Okay, thanks for the seeds. Yeah, I got, I think we've got about, I think I planted 8 seeds, and I think at least 6 of them are up. It's changing every day, of course, and one of them is about 1.5 to 2 inches high already, and then one's just a little bit shorter than that, so they're doing quite well. I've got them in little tiny, actually cat cans. I used some cat food cans that are about 1.5 high, and I packed them full of potting soil, and we're putting a little tiny bit of very, very thin diluted Miracle Grow on them and some water, and they're sitting in they haven't been outside yet. We haven't had warm enough temperatures outside to burn it. I could have put them out today, but I was sitting in the sun in the what do you call it, an alcove that sticks out of the kitchen. There's a, what do they call that when there's a bulge of windows? Windows bulge out and right in front of the kitchen sink. Anyway, they're in there and they get some sun. It's not pure sun because it comes through glass, but at least it's warmth. So we're looking forward to moving them to bigger pots here shortly, and I might just go ahead and plant them. I got way more plants that I need, so if I lose a couple in the transition, it won't make any difference, and I can put little hoods over them in the winter. I mean, in the winter, if it looks like we're going to have a cold night, but we haven't had anything even closely approaching freeze. Anyway, sounds that's the plan. That's what's going on here. So we were happy to see the little rascals come up there. AB6SR, thank you for your effort, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, did you get the second envelope I sent? It should have come Friday or Saturday.
Well, I picked up the mail today, and we went through it quickly. But Judy read off every envelope, I think, and she would have caught one that was from you because most of those were political mail. I did get a couple of invoices from PG&E, and they've got it even more screwed up than the month before. So I've got to call them on Monday. And we spent most of our time with the mail just researching the old bills, and so we can sound intelligent when we call them on Monday. Anyway, long story, I won't go into it, but it relates to true-up. I pay once a year on my PG&E bill because I'm on solar, and they've got the true-up payments all screwed up. I have 2 meters, and they applied the money to the wrong meter, and now this month they've even made it worse. So I don't know what they're doing. Somebody's confused. Anyway, that has to be dealt with tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll let you go, and we'll look for you maybe on 6 meters tomorrow night. AB6SR, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. AB6SR here. Yeah, I shall be on 6 tomorrow. I think I'll be awake for a change, like I am today. Okay. Hope you sort your PG&E bills out. And anyway, I did send you some extra seeds, so they'll come in the next day or so. Hope things are good there and that everything's fine. Oh yeah, it was 77 here today. Not quite 80 as Jim said, but 77. Nice day, and I did absolutely nothing much at all. Okay, this AB6SR clear. Have a look around the Bay Area, Mike. Talk to you tomorrow on 6.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good, Stan. Enjoy. And I didn't, I did a little bit of weeding. I finally got around to doing something the last half of the day. I worked out, and we scooped some leaves out of the pool, and then I went and did some weeding. It took about 3 hours. It was supposed to be just a couple of weeds I was going to pull out from the well around my orange tree, and it took 3 hours. And I barely finished. See you later. AB6SR, K6MYC, QRZ, Bozo Net, Bay Area. Check-ins, please.
KA6UYH. November, India, 1090.
1090, we got you, Gary. Hang on a second. And KA6UYH, go ahead, Chris. Let's see, 1126.
1226. Sorry, Gary, I didn't know I doubled with you. I didn't mean to do that to you. Anyway, Mike, I'm glad you're doing well. I'm sorry about your PG&E bill, but anyway, we're making some progress on that halo antenna, but we're still not there yet, so I need to spend a couple more rounds with it and see what's going on.
Okay, good. Well, that's good. At least you're working on it and probably learning something in the process there, so that's good. We hope to hear you one of these days on 6 meters. Stan will be in there, and Gary will be in there also tomorrow night. So if you get even close, you might try it, put it on the air, and see if it even begins to take and let some radiation occur from it. So who knows? KA6UYH, K6MYC. Go ahead.
All right, not bad. Yeah, we'll see what's happening. I'm at 50 megs. I'm 1.5. At 50.250, I'm at 1.8. And 51, I'm at 3.6. So I'm going to try to get the dip down to roughly about 50.250. If I can get that closer to 1.5, I think it will probably match it. It turns out that I needed to put a tuning stub on it. I used 50 ohms, and I did not short it, so it's capacitance. But so that seems to be helping.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Well, that's good enough match. We're up at 50.140, so you're not in a terrible situation. Your radio is going to produce full power at that point, and it may not have a lot to do with your getting out or not. The radiation and gain is much flatter and broader than the VSWR curve typically. So you shouldn't have any trouble. It's going to work if you can just get it up to 3-4 feet above the roof. You'll be fine. Thanks for that, Chris, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Over to you, Gary, at WB6WNI, K6MYC.
on K6MYC with Chris and Stan. Yeah, Chris, no problem. You are coming in 10 over on this frequency, and yeah, if you want to run some 6-meter stuff, I can monitor for you. I do a net at 8:30, but once again, Mike, I'm happy that you pushed our side of the 6-meter net to about 9 o'clock, but at 8:30 on the nose, we have a net, and then I can use a gate here. So, Chris, if you want to do some testing, like 8:45 or later, I'll be here. And yeah, I have a, you know, Mike, when you talk about 6-meter antennas, I just need to take a photo of it. It is an antenna that had sat in the weeds for like 30 years. When I got it, it was old, and I got it in 1980. It was old then, so it actually works pretty well. I mean, considering we put it back together after sitting in the weeds for ages. Anyway, and Mike, the only thing I talk about weeding and weeds. Do you have rattlesnakes on your property? That's the question for the evening. Back to you.
Well, you know I do. I got bit by one when while I was swimming in my swimming pool. He was sitting on a rock, and I reached up on the rock to keep myself from sinking while I was scrubbing the sidewalls for algae, and he bit me on my middle finger. Over.
Wow, I have never been bitten. The closest I've come was to have my shoe over the head of a rattlesnake, and I looked down and said, what in the world is that? And it just took off. Yeah, boy, yep. Yeah, there's plenty of them in the foothills here. Anyway, we'll continue this tomorrow, Mike. Yeah, it's rattlesnakes. Anyway, 73 to you and the rest of the guys here on the net. K6MYC, WB6WNI.
Okay, well, about 2 months ago, I think it was 2 months ago, right around Christmas. I think it was somewhere in November, December, somewhere in there. I went out the back door of my shack, which walks out onto the patio by the pool, and there's 2 steps, 2 cement steps. So you step out on a little porch that's just big enough for your feet, and then there's another step, and then you're down on the main concrete. So it's a 2-step porch, and there was a rattler sitting on the top step of the porch. Luckily, the screen door was open. It was set open. It was locked open. The only door that was between me and the rattler was the inner door. I opened the inner door, and but he didn't see me because he didn't know there was a door there. He was looking at a cat that had him pinned in that placement. And so I closed the door quickly, but he was about 6 inches from my foot, but looking in the wrong direction. Coiled to strike, but the wrong direction. And then, of course, we got him out of there. And actually, he met his demise. He didn't want to leave, so we finally had to kill him with a shovel. So I don't like to kill him, but I like to just shoo him away. I don't know why he got there. He was chased there by a cat, probably. And they usually don't go away from the cats, but somehow he ended up on this cement porch, a very unlikely place for a rattler. Not in the sun. There's never any sun on that piece of cement, so it was an odd situation. Anyway, we'll talk more about rattlers later. I've had several, but no close encounters except on the bite on the finger, and I was in the hospital for an overnighter for that to make sure that it didn't go into my breathing. It went up to my shoulder, and my arm got quite large, but they were on top of it, and it never affected my breathing. So there you are. Good evening, Gary. What did you say? There was somebody else in here with us? KE6MYC Bozo Net, looking for more check-ins in the Bay Area. Go ahead. Bay Area check-ins. Let me move the antenna a little bit more.
Yeah, Mike, I think you scared him away with that rattlesnake story. Anyway, yeah, you never forget those. Anyway, K6MYC, WB6WNI. I did not hear anybody. Back to you.
Yeah, okay. Well, the one on the porch was about 4 feet long. He was a biggie. He had 9 or 10 or 12 rattles, something like that. So he was a pretty big grown-up boy. The one that bit me on the finger was a baby. I don't think he was even a foot long. And of course, I can't blame him because what he saw when he was laying on the rock sunning himself, and all he saw was 5 fingers coming up at him to grab the top of the rock, and he just struck one of the 5 fingers that was coming up, and he happened to hit the middle one. Can't blame the poor little guy. He was petrified having 5 things coming at him like that. He thought 5 other snakes were coming at him. So anyway, it was funny. Not funny when it happened because it hurt like hell, man. I thought I put my hand in a socket. Felt like I stuck my hand in a 220 socket or something. It hurt. And then I started to bleed in about 15 seconds before I got out of the pool. And I saw these 2 little pinpricks on the top of my knuckle coming up with blood coming out of them, and I knew right away what it was. Oh, God. Okay, more on that later. WB6WNI, K6MYC, 73.
Yeah, 73, Mike. Great story.
Anyway, QRZ, it's got to be somebody out there. Jim, W6PQL, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, KB6BA, K6KLY, WA6AAJ from last year, maybe? Oh, no, WA6AXX, I should say. And KD6JMS. I can't think of anybody else except K9ZPY. Are you there?
Hello, W6PQL.
Oh, there's PQLE. Hi, Jim.
Howdy. Yeah, I figured you'd be around here around 8:30. Was I late?
Well, I've called you a couple of times, or I called generally. Generally speaking, we've had a couple of nice rag chews, a couple of minute rag chews with Chris, KA6UYH, and Gary, WB6WNI, and Jim, WB6JNN. So you're number 4 out of the Bay Area, over.
Wow. Are we getting beat by Coarse Gold again?
What about Coarse Gold?
Are they kicking our butts again?
Oh, actually they are, yes.
Okay, well, time to rally the troops, I guess. Well, how are you tonight? Everything going okay?
Yeah, we're doing okay. It was a beautiful day. It wasn't as warm as you had. Jim said it was 80 at his house, and Stan, AB6SR, said it was only 77 at his place, but I don't think we put much over 70 here, but it was beautiful. Wonderful temperature, and I spent about 4 hours, 1 hour taking weeds out of the pool for the first time in a month. We're getting the pool ready to get cleaned up a little bit and turn the pumps back on, and then I weeded it around an orange tree that looked like it needed some water. I put the water on it, and I thought, well, as long as I got the water dribbling on it, I got a few minutes here I can weed. And 3 hours later, I was done with that. Hi. Other than that, here we are. WB, W6PQL, K6MYC.
So, okay, Mike. Yeah, it was pretty good over here today. It was at a high of 84. That's one sensor. Another sensor said 79. They're in different parts of the yard. Both out of the sun, but it just shows you can even have a microclimate in your own backyard. And just had a lot of work to do. Still working at this hour. And I got things I got to get done, so I'm going to keep it short. And we'll catch you on tomorrow. Let's see, tomorrow is 222. See you then. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Okay, look for you on 220 and 222, and then maybe 6 meters afterwards. Haven't worked you on 6 for a couple of 3 or 4 weeks here. So maybe you can stay up a little later. Hi. Okay, let me look and see if Mike is there. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Mike, are you there? How about KE6QR? Either one of you? They're quiet. So I'm going to go up and get Ken. 7-3's, Jim, and we'll see you tomorrow night. K6MYC going to Oakley. N6RO, N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. High temperature 75. Haven't had dinner yet, but it's going to be leftover tuna casserole that I made Friday night. Believe it or not, I just got up about a half an hour ago. My body clock is so fouled up that I don't know what to do except sleep. I did an all-nighter last night. Had to get up early for me for a family Zoom, and then I went back to bed. So I'm almost caught up on sleep without getting into Monday. I'll give you a contest report tomorrow night. I did a single band 80, and so far I'm number 1 in the USA in just 5 hours. The thunderstorm static was terrible. I didn't even operate Friday night. K6MYC and 6RO.
Oh, yeah. I tried to get on 40 meters on Saturday night, and it was just ghastly. I had grass, from band noise, just band noise. It was, intermittent, but it wasn't intermittent because there was so much of it. It turned out all those tornadoes and stuff in Oklahoma and all that area is what was causing it. God, it was horrendous. So I just turned the radio off. I said, screw it. Between the contest and the noise, I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to fight it. The next night, I had the radio on, and I walked in the shack about 7 or 8 or something, somewhere pretty early, and I hear a guy calling CQ contest, and I had left the antenna due north, and it was OH2 Papa Alpha at 20 over 9, so conditions were phenomenal on 40. On Saturday night, I went up and down the band, and I could have worked a whole bunch more people, but I couldn't get their call signs. These guys are so poorly versed in how to give their call in English that I was struggling. So I didn't call them if I couldn't get their call sign after 5 or 10 listens. And of course, other people don't give their call. Usually, if you don't hear it from the guy that's calling, you don't hear it. So I listened and listened and listened, and a lot of them had good signals, but I just couldn't get their call sign. They were just terrible. One guy was so bad, I finally called a guy. I did get his call. I think it was a Sugar. No, it was a Charlie uniform, I think. And I gave him a 5-9 California, and he kept saying, what state are you in? I said, I'm in California. CA. PA? No, CA. California. I'm a kilowatt 6. Kilowatt 6s are in California. That took about 20 seconds extra to get him to recognize. I don't think he knew he could work California, Canover.
Well, it's amazing how some people don't understand the contest. We had three other single band efforts here. One of them has the high North America, and the other has number 2 North America, and the other guy is about number 4. And so far I'm number 1 USA and 2 North America world. Anyway, I'm going to go get my tuna, and oh, by the way, I missed 432 because of this close-in noise. In fact, it's on right now, almost covering you up, but your Q5 anyway. But it's so bad on 432, I never could hear enough to even check in. Plus, I had to leave for the Zoom meeting, the normal Thursday night Zoom. So that's my excuse. N6RO.
2 things, Ken. I think you must have said hello or said some words to Jim. I heard your call. I heard somebody exchange calls with you. Was that PQL?
No. I'm not sure I even transmitted.
Well, I thought I got your call in there. Somebody said, go ahead, is that you, Ken, or something? And I couldn't hear you. or I couldn't tell I was hearing you because I figured, well, you had the antenna over that way because you couldn't get to me. And so I did check you in, so you got a free check-in on Friday, Thursday. Okay. The other thing was, last week, we had guests and some people come out to do some work on one of their big large periodics and confirm that what we had done mechanically for them was going to be okay. It was 4 guys here, and Matt bought, because they were coming in and they were going to be working here at my place, Matt bought equipment or food for lunches, 3 lunches. And so one of the things that he bought was Costco chicken salad, and it was wonderful. Over?
Yeah. The one that comes in a 4-pack?
I don't know what it was in. I just got it out of my plate. And I said, what is this, Matt? This is great. I said, some chicken salad I got. And he didn't say Costco. I said, did you get this at Costco? He says, yeah, that's where it came from. I said, this is the stuff that Ken's been raving about. It is really good.
Yeah, well, that's good. You'll probably want to buy some of it. Okay, I got to go in and feed my face, and I got to work on a log for K3EST and send it to him. See you tomorrow on 2 bands if the creek don't rise and the noise ain't too high in 6RO.
Yeah, you're going to have to find that noise source. That's ridiculous.
It is really bad. It's on 432, which says it's very, very close. But I can't find it yet. I haven't really gone up on the hill, but I'll get it.
Are you sure it's not something in your house?
I'm pretty sure it's not in the house.
You could go around quickly and turn off breakers, but that's a pain in the ass because it knocks your clocks all out and all the other stuff. But if you can't find it any other way, that may be. I've got a solution coming. This Thursday, PG&E is coming out here, and they told me about a month ago they were going to come out and change a telephone or power pole. And anyway, it's going to be Thursday this coming week between 9 and 1. And I won't have any power, so I have to shut the area down. And that's going to give me a chance to sniff around and see if there's any other noise sources, or if all the sources that I've got right now go away. If they do, then it's PG&E. If it isn't, it's my solar guy. So I'm going to take Thursday as an advantage day to do some sniffing. You need a day like that. Hi. 7-3. See you tomorrow. And fine deal on your contest results so far. Sounds good. Thursday, like you said, though, Friday night was probably terrible. Saturday night was a good night for you.
Yeah, right. I got 2 Europeans, which was pretty tough, and I called 2 or 3 others who didn't even give me a QRZ. And I had a small JA run, 20 of them, I guess. So it was a fun weekend for 4 of us here. See you tomorrow, N6RO.
Yeah, I worked, I'm trying to remember who it was now. Yeah, I don't think it was a Russian, but it might have been. But either a Russian or a 9 Alpha or somebody. Anyway, we exchanged. He was 20 over. And he said, big signal on, he says, have you got 80 meters? And I said, no, I'm sorry. He said, oh, darn. He says, you're so strong, I know I can work on 80. So I can usually work, all over Europe with the 2 and 3 element Yagis I had up here. So I've never worked it in the contest, but when the guys were on, I used to work 10, 15 Europeans every night on 80. But I had to stay up to midnight or later to do it, and I've kind of gotten out of that routine. Talk more tomorrow. See ya, N6RO, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay. I used to do that too, staying up late and then getting up early for the long path. See you tomorrow, N6RO.
Okay, let's see. Mario, are you set up yet on Sunday night here? K06IQR, should say, K6MYC. Yep, no Mario, KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima. How about you, John?
KD6WVL 1179. I also heard someone else in there.
Oh, okay. Well, see if you can pick them up. Who was the other station? Go ahead and call again, and we'll all listen. K6MYC, check-in, Bozo check-ins. Go ahead, please.
KO6 IQR 1189.
Well, there you are. Okay. I caught you unexpected. Very good. Hang on a second, Mario. Was that who you heard, John?
I believe so. I couldn't tell who it was because he was doubling with you. I could just hear someone in there. Over.
Okay, yeah. Well, Mario did get his, he said his new QTH. Now, we'll find out all about where it is and what he's got set up there. I've been calling you off and on all week on the net here, Mario, but I knew that you were still in the process of getting things up and running there, so you probably took advantage of the weekend. Did you stay up here this weekend?
Yeah, I moved into the house Friday afternoon. I just got my stuff up. I put the tripod and the mast up yesterday, and I actually went into Livermore with meet up with a friend, and we went mountain biking out there up in the hills by Del Valle Lake or something like that, regional park. Beautiful. Everything's nice and green, nice and hot. It's about 80 degrees. And yeah, I came home and put the at least a 2-meter and the 6-meter antennas up. I still got to put up the 440.
Okay, super. So we'll see you tomorrow night on 6 meters. That'll be great. You're good company. What city are you in now?
Same city. I'm still in Turlock, just a little bit further north, like right smack in the middle of Turlock, downtown area, right off of Broadway, Maine.
Okay, how's your local noise?
There's a little bit more here. Nothing catastrophic though. It's not too bad.
Okay, that's good. At least you didn't walk into a. You probably heard Ken's comment. He couldn't even hear me the other night on 432. His noise was so bad, and he's out in the country by all standards. He's got a big chunk of property and not a lot of people around him there. So, but something is making horrendous noise all the way up to 432, and that's unusual in its own right. So I'm glad that your noise is tolerable there. I got another fellow in Cupertino that has terrible noise on 2 meters, and about once every 3 months he checks the band, and it's not bad. It's turned off, whatever it is not on, and he gets on and checks in. Otherwise, he can't hear me. It's that bad. Anyway, thanks for checking in, and I'm glad you're in the new place. Hope you're settling in a little bit there, and we'll see you on 6 meters tomorrow night. Let me shoot it back over to you, John, if you're still there. I didn't mean to dump you, but I wanted to find out who the other breaker was. And you were kind of thin on 432, but almost always Q5. Hopefully the band will be better this week. KD6WVL with KO6IQR, K6MYC. Go ahead, John.
Oh, cool. K6MYC, KD6WVL. Yeah, it was a nice day here in Modesto. Nice and comfortable. And yeah, Thursday was a little, a lot of noise. The band seemed to move around a lot, so I was having trouble picking you up. But we'll give it a try this week. Thanks for the check-in, Mike. KD6WVL 1179-73.
Oh, so you had noise also?
Well, I guess I had noise and a little up and down fading. Everything was really faint.
Yeah, but I'm running 800 watts, man. The fading shouldn't be bothering me at this range. By the way, I worked a guy in, where in the hell was he? Not Modesto, but right near you there. Tracy, how far is Tracy from where you are?
Oh, it might be 20 miles to the west as the crow flies.
Yeah. Anyway, he checked in on 40 meters with me on the morning, about 2 mornings ago. And I felt sorry for the guy. His son had apparently come over and put up a 40-meter dipole for him. And apparently he's either invalided or can't do it because he seemed to be quite frustrated. He had checked the VSWR, and I guess it was 2 or 3 to 1 or something. but he didn't have a chance to have anybody fix it before he tried to get support for me. And he was just brutally weak, and I thought, God, from Modesto or from Tracy to here, it should have, and I'm looking at him with a 3-element Yagi at 100 feet up and clear line of sight, how it is between you and me here. Probably just as clean as it is to Tracy and to Turlock and that, even on 40 meters, so it should have been a piece of cake. But he was just brutally weak. I had to turn toward him to even hear him. And then even then I had Q4 copy because of QSB. So I said, I'm sorry to say, but it's not working. Something's wrong. He was running 100 watts. If he was running 5 watts, I could have understood it, but he had 100 watts. I don't think he had 100 watts. I think the transceiver was shutting down, but it sounded like it was a brand new installation, maybe in a new location, and he didn't even have any equipment to check anything. Although he had checked the VSWR, and he said, yeah, it looks like it's about 3 to 1 or something at this end of the band, and worse everywhere else, so got a little work to do on it. Anyway, I knew he was close to you, but I couldn't place Tracy. Thanks, John. Good to hear you, and we'll look for you tomorrow night, of course, on 6, both of you guys. KO6IQR and KD6WVL. Those are, how about W6WZZ? Are you here, John? No, John. Anybody else in the Upper Valley? Nothing heard, so I'm going to go right on into Sacramento. Here we go, 7-3. We'll see you tomorrow night, guys. K6MYC going to 320-something. This should be pretty close to KJ6KFB. KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo. How about it, Darren? No, Darren. Okay, a little bit further up, KO6KD, if you're well enough to get on here. KO6KD, Bill, K6MYC. Oh, Bill's under the weather with kidney stones. Let's try, let's try KR6MR. How about this, John?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC in the group, KR6MR, Bozo 759.
Yeah, have you talked to Bill today? He was pretty ratty sounding this morning. Or was it yesterday? I don't think he was even on there this morning. And he said, boy, if it doesn't get any better, he says, I might have to go to the hospital. And he doesn't want to do that in the worst way, as you probably know. So I'm hoping he's okay, and he's just not well enough to get on the radio this evening. So if you've talked to him in the last 24 hours, give me an uptake on his condition. KR6MR, K6MYC.
Signal. And he says that if it's a module in a 1.2 amplifier, they're very, very hard to get, if not impossible, and very expensive. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, I think I doubled with you. I came in and you were talking about the 1296 amp, and you didn't get my question about Bill.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I have not heard from Bill at all.
Okay, what did you say about the 1296 amp?
Okay, Corey at Q5 told me that if one of the amp modules in there are bad, they are very hard to find and very expensive now.
Yeah, because they're not coming over from China anymore?
I don't know what the story is. I'm trying to do some research and find. I know that there's more than one RF module on each of these bands, whether it's 2 meters, 440, 220, or 9 or 1.2, and different power levels. And I had a listing at one time. I'll have to find it again.
Okay. Well, again, I mentioned that there is a company over in England. And I also mentioned it to Jim, W6PQL. I thought there might be a market developing for that 120, 150 watt, 200 watt type device amplifier on 1296. He makes a 600 watt, but you know that's pretty rich for everybody's blood, unless you're really going to be doing some serious stuff on 1296. So 100 watt would get a lot of people out of trouble. I've got one here, but in fact, I talked to the station and I offered it to, and he did not respond tonight, and he didn't call me. I forgot to ask him if he was interested in it. He's got 10 watts, and he lives down in Atascadero. This amplifier is available. I wouldn't mind sending it up to you until you can sort your problem out, John, because it puts out 120. It's ugly. It's a prototype amplifier that Ken Holliday, K68CP, made many years ago, and he used it, and then Rob used it over here, and I'd be happy to send it to you and let you use it until you come up with something better. It's pretty ugly. It doesn't have a case around it. It's shielded and everything, and it's built properly, and the power supply is with it. It's a 24-volt power supply that comes with it. It's separate, but it's dangling together with its cords and stuff. It just key to ground for go, and Rob's told me that he didn't have any problem. It has apparently a changeover relay inside the amplifier, so you can just you don't have a preamp or anything. The radio just bypasses when it's in the receive mode. I mean, the amplifier just bypasses, so you don't have put any relays around it or anything. So if you're interested in that, I'd ship it up to you, or maybe you can make arrangements if you're coming down. I can ship it, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to cost you $60-70 to get it up there. You know what the shipping is these days, over?
Yeah, Mike, I know what the shipping is. Probably cost me that much in gas to drive down to your place and back. Let me work more with Corey to see what we can do with this amp and what modules are being used. And I'll get back to you. Nice for you. Thank you for offering the amp on a part-time basis. But let me work with Corey, and I'll get back to you at a later date.
Yeah, I mean, I'd sell it to you, but the thing is, it's not something that is very pretty. It's a prototype, you know. What Ken did when he built the amplifiers, he built a nice chassis and a nice little box around it, but it's got a hinged lid. So he could lift the lid. It's a shielded lid, and it goes down, and it shields the thing when the lid is down. But he's got it on hinges, so you can open up the lid, make an adjustment, move a capacitor, change a capacitor, and then close the lid real fast and continue. So it's a totally prototyped amplifier, but just left together, it's fine. It's just ugly. You know, it's a power supply and a bunch of dangling wires over to the amplifier, but and it doesn't have a front panel or anything. But it's all there and it functions, and you can you know, Rob used it, and he doesn't have any skills you know, in terms of making stuff go at 1296 particularly. So I think it's all functional. And other than being ugly, and if it's something that you really want to keep, I'd be happy to entertain it. A minimal cost on it to get you going there, but it should give you 120, so that would be a big improvement, over.
Oh, that would be sweet. It would be even better if I could get a preamp to put up on the tower.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. There are preamps out there that have enough capability to handle 100 watts or so that would be fine.
Yeah, well, let me think about it, and I'll look into it after I do a final, maybe a burial for this amplifier. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's offered, and I offered it to the other guy, and he talked to me just a few minutes ago. W6QUI. He did not mention it. So apparently he is not interested for whatever reason. I said it's a loaner. Maybe he's got something in mind that he's going to buy. I don't know. But he only has 10 watts, and I cannot work him from his location in Atascadero. He has a good signal up the valley here, but I've got some dirt blockage. Rob hears him a little bit and can work him occasionally on 1296. When Rob's station's working right, he can hear him. So it works. The 10 watts does get out, but it would be so much better if he had more. But he has not responded, so I assume that he doesn't want it. You know, so that's why I'm offering it to you. If he had said anything or called me on the phone, because I made a particular point of giving him my number so he could call me if he wanted to discuss it. Nothing. So I think he's just got other plans for his 1296 station. So it's yours if you want it, and then we can negotiate whether you want to keep it after you get it, but at least it'll get you going until you come up with something prettier. Hi. KR6MR, as I said, with Bill's got kidney stones again very bad, and I got the impression that he was almost to the point where he said, I may not be able to stay home. I may have to go to the hospital and get this sorted out because something's really wrong. Over.
Yeah, okay, I feel sorry for him. I've never had to pass a kidney stone. I don't want to. So I'll let you go. You finish up so you can get a hold of Redding and work up to Nevada. And I will keep in mind that 1.2 amp. Thank you very much, Mike. KR6MR, back to net.
Okay, KR6MR, sounds good. I'll wait to hear from you. We'll be talking to you tomorrow, of course, on 6. And many days after that. So there's no hurry on this. It's been sitting here doing nothing for 6 months. It's just dawned on me, this is stupid. I should get it in the hands of somebody. Put it on the air. There's a lot of people that need a little more goo. And you're certainly in that category from up there. All right. 7-3, and I'll look for the Redding boys, and we'll carry on. We'll see you tomorrow night. KR6MR, maybe you can tap Bill on the shoulder on your FM link there and see if he can make noise. Find out if he's even home. I did not hear anything from Darren for the last 3 or 4 check-ins on different nets. Nothing. So he's been busy. KR6MR, K6MYC, clear, looking for Redding, K6MYC, Bozo Net, looking for KD6SW and KO6HS. KD6SW, how's it doing, Rich, over?
This is KD6 shortwave in Reading, number 145. Good evening.
Okay, I got your 145, by golly. And Q5, it's not bodaciously strong, but it's pretty good signal. So good evening to you, and hopefully you had a good weekend. Let's go see if I can get Jerry in here, see if he's here, and then we'll find out how your weather was up there. It was quite warm in the Bay Area. They were banging around 80. You might have even had warmer weather than that up there. KO6HS, Kilo Oscar 6, Hotel Sugar, K6MYC.
Roger, KO6HS 230, Mike here, 230. And we're in here. Signal's not too bad. You're up and down. Signal is up and down tonight. How copy? Over.
Solid copy. As good as many others that have been in here, so pretty darn good conditions from way up that way. And I don't know whether you got what I told you guys last week about Alpha 7 Sugar Queen, but he confirmed that he's going to have 4. I think there are 4 18XXXs. Once he finally did a little more detail on what he's got up there, he's going to put up 4 18-element M2s at 120 feet. With the 8877, so it's a moon bounce array. I don't think he's going to tilt it, but it should do well. He said he worked all the way up to, I think all the way to the Oregon border one time on when he was in LA. So the thing does reach out. So it'll be interesting to see. I think his Bozo number 29, Alpha 7 Sierra Quebec. So keep an ear out for that one. Back to you, Jerry, and then we'll get it up to Rich and see how your weather was over there. KO6HS and the group, K6MYC.
Roger, copy on that. Yeah, we'll keep an ear out for the AA7SQ. Sounds like he has a pretty decent station there. It's almost as good as Rich's, so he's got a pretty big power station there. But anyhow, yeah, we had 82 degrees yesterday, 82 yesterday here, but not quite as warm today. We had some clouds and it was a little breezy, but otherwise, still a good day here. Over.
Yeah, very good. Nice copy too. Easy armchair copy on you. Sounds good. Rob isn't in here tonight, or I would turn it over to him. I think he would have copy on you also. But nobody's in here that can reach up your direction, I don't think. No, nobody broke in. Rob should be, I haven't heard from Rob. I don't know where he is tonight. I don't remember him telling us that he wasn't going to be here tonight, but maybe he did, and I missed it. Anyway, let's get it back to Rich, find on the hot weather, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday. And, of course, for Rich, I'll look for you, Rich, tomorrow night on 6 meters. Maybe we've got good enough propagation right now we can squeak one out on 6. That would be great. KD6SW with KO6HS, K6MYC, over. Jerry, I wonder if you could relay any of that. He was right below the noise. I couldn't get it, but I heard him say something about 432. Could you relay? I'm copying you a lot better than he. Over. Well, the band just took a big dive. You were so stable, I thought it would hold up. You were rock solid the whole transmission before, but I didn't get it. You're down with Rich as well. So 73s to you, Jerry, 73s, and we'll turn it up to Rich one more time. If it doesn't come back, we'll give it away for now, but we'll look for you on 6 meters, and we'll look for you on 432. There was one time on 432, I thought I heard some CW, but I could not get a repeat on it. I am working good on 432 again. Everything's functional, and the 800 watts and all is working fine. So the antenna's up and working, and should be in tip-top shape for 432. 6 has always been okay once I can rotate. Hi. And that's rotating fine. KD6SW to take it, K6MYC. Any better now?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to hear me, but we're going to go ahead and talk anyway. All right, well, see if we can get any luck tomorrow night with you.
Okay, boy, the band just took a dive. I've lost you.
Golf, Yankee.
Hey, hi, Phil. Missed you this morning, but we assumed that it was because of the time change. Over.
Roger on that. That was exactly the problem. And, WB6GGY. We'll catch you in the morning, though.
Yeah, okay. You're sounding pretty good. Your mouth is healing up, and your nose isn't clogged, so you're halfway home. Good to hear you tonight, Phil. Thanks. And we should be there in the morning. It's I think what we're going to do is push it a little bit. Let's see. 8 o'clock, and we spring forward, and I think we're going to look for you at 8:30 local time, which should be like 7:30. Between 7:30 and well, it's actually going to be 8:30 to 9, somewhere in the 8:30 to 9 window. Would that be okay with you?
And I got to go to Modesto tomorrow for my low vision eye doctor, and I'll get some prices on those Meta glasses from him. Anyway, and talk to you about that later. WB6GGY.
Okay, well, will you be there at 8:30 tomorrow?
I'll be on the air with you at 8:30. And about 10 or so, we're going to leave for Modesto.
Okay, sounds good. I'll try to be there at 8:30. And I think that's about the time I got in there today. I was actually there at 10 after 8. Local time with the time change and everything. But now I'm not even sure whether I was or I wasn't. I don't know. Well, anyway, there wasn't much there today. No Bill, only Alpha 7 Sierra Quebec and Mark and myself. That was it. So we'll see you in the morning. Hopefully we'll have a bigger crew. I did not hear K7 Vector Oscar this morning. 7-3, Phil. And we'll talk to you in the morning. Thanks for checking in here. Haven't heard Greg, but he's been very busy, I'm sure. WB6GGY, K6MYC. Clear. Anybody else in the Sacramento area before I go to Nevada?
Yeah, Greg's working part-time in Sacramento. His old boss begged him to come back to work, so he's working part-time. WB6GGY.
Yeah, okay. Well, between that and those other stuff that he's doing, he's pretty busy then. No worries. We'll catch him when we catch him. Thank you, Phil. Anybody else before I go to Nevada? K6MYC Bozo Net. Okay, nothing heard. Here we go. Here we are up to Nevada. N7 Victor Alpha Charlie. N7 VAC. I think that's right. Victor Alpha Charlie. KD6BQ, K6MYC. Richard?
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ, and Eric's call is Victor Alpha Zulu, Zebra, over.
Yeah, I knew it didn't sound right when I said it. It was close. It's funny how your brain does that stuff. Victor Alpha Zulu. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu. How about it, Eric?
N7CAZ 1193, over.
1193, I got you. Not bodacious, but readable. Thank you. Good to hear you. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, 1193. Thank you. And hopefully you had some decent weather over the weekend there. I'll stand by for your weather report, Eric, and then you can turn it over to Richard. Pick it up, Richard. If I don't hear him, turn it over. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu with KD6BQ and others, K6MYC.
It's beautiful weather here, 72 degrees on the Weather Channel, and I think better than that on the ground. Just lovely. So nice to hear you. Richard, over to you, KD6BQ from N7BAZ.
Good copy. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. N7CAZ in the group, KD6BQ. And good evening, Mike, from Washoe Valley, where we had 70 degrees here at the house. Very beautiful day today. A little bit tired still. Combination of jet lag plus the time change, that didn't help. But we'll get our act together sooner or later. So anyway, you got good signal there tonight. Been hearing you for quite a while there. Pretty strong up here. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249.
Yeah, conditions have been pretty good. Even at Redding, we had a big fade up and then a big fade down. But when they were in there good. And you're nice and good. Grumpy and Eric was good too this evening. So wonderful so far here. Any quick reports that you want to give us on Norway? I know, I haven't stopped. You sent the pictures of the Northern Lights, and Judy looked at them, and then we were going to go back and get them and look at it, and so that I could see them, and we never went back. I've forgotten, so I'm going to have to ask her. So I'll have to get her to drag that up again. I'm assuming you still have those photos. You could send them again if I can't find them. Sometimes she loses that stuff. The computers and the phones have been making upgrades on a regular basis, and every time they do that, we lose about half the stuff we think we've got saved. KD6BQ in the group, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good, Mike. K6MYC, KD6BQ. Yeah, I sent pictures to Rob and to Ken, I think, but I didn't send pictures to you because I didn't think you'd be able to see them, but we will forward some pictures. We had great success with seeing the Northern Lights, both from the ship and on land there when we were up at Alta, which is about 70 degrees north latitude. We were out at a camp at night and had some very nice views. Unfortunately, the only good pictures come from my wife's cell phone. None of the cameras that I had or my iPad could I get any really decent pictures with, but her cell phone did great. Just point and push the button, and it got some great pictures. So I just have to I have a few of them, but I got to get her to transfer more of them over to me so I can send them out. But anyway, we had a great time and got back about 12:30 in the morning on Thursday, so still recuperating. K6MYC and the group KD6BQ.
Yeah, very good. 12:30 in the morning Thursday. No, that can't be right, because you worked me on Thursday on 432. I heard your CW.
Yep, that was Thursday. That was Thursday night I worked you, but I just gotten in at 12:30, which is just after midnight on Wednesday, so it was Thursday morning.
Thursday morning, not okay. God, no. Yeah, you said it right. I just didn't interpret it correctly. Okay, because I knew I'd worked you already since you've been back, but of course it was a marginal contact with the 8 watts there. At one point you were quite strong, but other times it wasn't as good. Anyway, good. I guess nothing to report. You were there during the beginning of the attempt to end this war with Iran that we've had for 47 years, so I guess you didn't have anything that affected you flight-wise or anything, huh?
No problems on traveling back. I was a little concerned we might have some difficulties, but smooth sailing all the way. It was a long flight, though, 11 and a half hours from Frankfurt to San Francisco.
Okay, so you from Norway to Frankfurt, and then Frankfurt right into San Fran, okay. And then San Fran back to, Reno?
Roger, that was the path there. So we left at about 10 o'clock in the morning from Bergen, Norway, and that was 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern European time, or Central European time, I guess it is there, Central European time. And we got home at 12:30 in the morning Pacific Standard Time, which we've now reverted over to daylight time. So anyway, still a little confusing, but it was almost, the travel back was just shy of 24 hours there, over.
Oh, brother. Yeah, that's a haul. That's a tough one. Funny they didn't fly you into, I guess that's the best place to go, to Frankfurt to San Francisco. Must be a very, very typical route. You don't go to Denver. It would have been easier for you to go to Denver and then to Reno.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised because we were on United, and usually Denver's one of their main hubs, but it was actually nice to have the main leg of the trip nonstop, get the long, hard part over.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, well, good. I'm glad that worked out well, and you had a nice vacation up there. I'm Danish, but I would have never, my wife and I never got to the northern countries up there, Finland. I had lots of friends in Finland, and good friends, and of course I wasn't born, but my great grandfather was born in Denmark. So we're Danish, or mostly. My mother's German, so she was her great grandfather. Her grandfather, I think, was born in Germany, and then her dad came over and started a lumber company and a lumber chain, actually, in Wisconsin. I think that was the way that went. There might have been another generation in there before that all happened. Anyway, I always wanted to get up there, but we never made it. We had that in our plans, and then Myrna came down with the cancer, and it wasn't in the cards after that. She wasn't strong enough to travel. And when we had a little window, it just wasn't the right time. We had a period where she was cancer-free, quote, quote, but it probably wouldn't have been beneficial to go at that time anyway, because she really wasn't cancer-free. It was just in a holding pattern. Anyway, we never made it, and I probably never will, but that's okay. Speaking of that area, I had a wonderful opening on 40 meters on Saturday night. The contest was on, and the 40 meter band opened up great. The first station I worked was Ocean Henry 2 Papa Alpha, and he was 20 over 9 in here. So big booming signals from Europe last night on Saturday night on the contest night. I had a lot of fun. Worked about 10, 15 stations over there in Europe, and all the way down to the Mediterranean. Charlie Romeo was the shallowest one I worked, the most southerly, if you will. France, England, France, no Germany or England, but France and Spain and Italy, for sure. 9 alphas, sugar tangos, a lot of the countries around in that area. All right, let me see if Daniel's in here. Daniel was helping me with W7 Delta Alpha India, and I didn't realize it, but Daniel only has 40 watts on his band. He does an amazing job. Over to you, Daniel, if you're there, KE7 UQL, K6MYC.
272 KE7 UQL, standing by, over.
Yeah, pounding in. 272, and I wonder if you've got Greg standing by there, over.
Let's give him a call. Greg, are you there?
I got everything except your Bozo number, W7DAI, Greg. It's good enough to put you in the log, but I'd like to hear your number if you can yell your number at me again a couple of times, over.
Repeat your grid square, Greg.
No. I need his Bozo number.
Bozo number, sorry.
I don't hear him at all now.
Bozo number, Mike?
No, I've lost him altogether. I can't hear him at all now, over.
Yeah, Bozo number was 768, over.
Yeah, that's why I can't remember his number, because he's new to me, and I keep thinking he's got to be in the 1200s. So immediately my brain goes and looking for a number in there in 1200, and he's 768. It'll take me a while to get over that, over.
Yeah, roger that. Well, several years ago, he first checked in and then was down for a while. Now he's back on.
No, that's fine. It's just me. I remember the call from way back, but all of a sudden he's in here now, new to me, and essentially new to me, and I'm keep trying to put him in the 1200 bracket. Late 1100s or low 1200s or something, and then of course at 768 just doesn't fit at all. Anyway, good evening to you, Greg. If you're copying me up there, you took a dive on me and went into the noise. So the band is doing that. It's up for really, really strong for a while, and then it just goes away. So, but you're up strong again, Daniel. You got amazing location there, I think, from your spot to do what you're doing with the power you're running. Anyway, Good to have you in here. And, of course, we'll look for you tomorrow night on 222. KE7UQL and the group, K6MYC.
Okay, yes, Mike. QSL, we will see you on 222, and I'll give this over to Greg so he can answer you when the band is up. KE7UQL. Go ahead, Greg.
Daniel, maybe you can help him a little bit with his audio. He probably needs a little more compression. What I'm hearing is voice peaks, a big blast of voice peaks, and then nothing in between when he's weak like that. It sounds like if he raised the compression up or the processing, he would hold the average up a little better. I'm missing all the in-between syllables. Over.
Roger that. I'll pass that on to Greg, and we'll see what he can do there. Yeah, you reminded me to turn my compression up a little bit, which probably helps my average power, too. There is a lot of QSB on your signal, over.
Yeah, no, there's QSB, but you're booming in. And I can tell you're running a little push, a little pumped-up audio tonight. It's quite good, and it's not bothering us at all, so leave it up. It won't hurt a thing, over.
Yeah, roger that. I usually put it up here on 2 meters and put it back down when I'm on HF. Yeah, too bad I was not with it enough to get on 40 meters there during the contest. That would have been fun.
Yeah, band on Saturday night was phenomenal. Friday night was terrible with band noise. Band noise with my beam aimed east and north. It was just terrible because I was hearing all the thunderstorms and the tornado crap that was going on to the east of me. But Saturday was wonderful and very quiet, except for massive QR Mary. 2 and 3 and 4 deep in there trying to work through the stateside guys to the Europeans was real difficult. Okay, 7-3, Daniel. We'll see you tomorrow on 222. Thank you much. And back to you, Richard, for final KD6BQ and the group K6MYC. I don't hear you, Daniel. Richard.
Okay, roger that. Mike, Greg was saying that you were Q5 there up on the peak. So, yeah, a little more antenna will help him out. And, yeah, Greg, Mike was suggesting a little more compression in your signal might help boost your average power a little bit, get a little bit more punch out of you. So, anyway, 7-3 Mike, and we'll look forward to maybe catching you on 6 meters tomorrow night. K6MYC, KD6BQ, 7-3.
Yeah, you're super loud. No fading on you tonight that is noticeable. Just great signal tonight. All right, take care. Thanks for coming in and welcome back, so to speak. KD6BQ, KE7UQL, N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, and W7DAI. 73 guys, see you subsequently here. K6MYC, going back to the Bay Area where we were a little thin. Over.
KM6SRR.
7-3.
7-3, 7-3,
Yep, 7-3, Eric.
7-3,
7-3, Greg. 7-3, Eric.
KE7UQL, 7-3, good night.
Good night, Daniel.
KM6SRR.
Well, there he is. You want to say hello to the guys up there? Great conditions.
Yeah, hello guys. Daniel, Richard, Eric, KE7UQL, KD6BQ, and N7, oh shoot, I forgot the last part of his call.
DAI?
Oh, W7DAI. Yo, I was trying to think of Eric up there, N7 something.
Victor Alpha Zulu.
That's it, VAZ. Anyway, 7-3 guys, KM6SR.
Yeah, you're about 10 over up here right now, Rob, so good to hear you. KM6SR, KD6BQ.
Thank you, Richard. You're sounding good, too.
you got candy with you tonight, Rob?
Yep, we just both got home. We had kind of a dinner arrangement after the small film shoot ended today, and we took out the co-producer person and also the head actress for dinner, so I forgot all about it.
Okay, no problem. Well, we got you in here, and I'll just have Judy, I'll send this, I got a pretty good log sheet here. It's almost readable, and I'll just have her take a picture of it and shoot it over to you. I think probably Aaron's been here the whole time, too, so he's probably got a pretty good backup for you if you need it.
You mean Aaron?
Yeah, what did I say? Aaron.
Yeah, you said Eric, but I thought you meant Aaron.
Yeah, I've been busy, so I did not keep the log. I've been trying to get Bove on 40 meters.
Okay, who did you want to say hello to, Richard? Go ahead again. Go ahead, Richard. Go ahead, Richard. I moved the antenna. Say it again, Richard.
I think he was saying good night. K6US.
Good night, Richard. Okay, I'm going to go to the Bay Area for late checks or missed. You can go down and get ready for Eddie if you want. I did not hear John from Southern California group did not check in tonight.
Huh, that's unusual.
WSC 775.
Okay, there's 775. Good evening, Mike. Looked for you earlier, but I guess you were having dinner. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie 775, K6MYC. Go ahead, Mike.
K6MYC, KB6 WSC 775. Yep, you're absolutely correct. I was having dinner, and now I'm finished, and so here I am. Better late than never. Back to you.
Yeah, no, good signal, too. Real solid. As opposed to the other bands, hopefully we'll see you Tuesday night on 1296 again. Boy, it's been thin. But maybe we'll catch you on 6 meters, too, tomorrow night. Try 6 meters tomorrow night, if you would, Mike, over.
Roger, roger. Well, I try almost every night of the week, except for, even Thursday, 70 centimeters, but I don't get hurt very well. But anyways, I'm usually miss it because of dinner. So I'm always the late one. But thanks for being there. Thanks for hearing me out. KB6WSC.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one that has late dinners. Sometimes Gary and a few of the other guys in the Bay Area have late dinners as well. Not a problem. Well, that's why I always come back from the Nevada boys and stop in the Bay Area for late checks and missed, and there you are. So as long as you know we're going to do that, I try to always do that. 7-3, Mike, great to hear you. Look forward to working you throughout the rest of the week as well. Looks like we've got very nice band conditions and good, nice weather, too, which seems to be going along with the good band conditions. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie in Daly City, K6MYC. 7-3.
7-3, thank you. KB6 WSC clear.
Anybody else in the Bay Area, Bozo Net, late checks or missed? Let me go down here to Santa Cruz and try to get Santa Cruz, KW6 Sugar, KW6S, or Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. Anybody live and well over there in that west coast city area? K6MYC. Wow, they may have fallen off into the ocean. KW6S or AF6 United, K6MYC, calling and listening. Well, there used to be a station in Gilroy that checked in, but I haven't heard him now for about 6 months. I wonder if he gave up on us here. Anybody else in the Bay Area, please? K6MYC, Bozo Net. Okay, coming around to Eddie. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Eddie, KE6BK, this is for the 2-meter Bozo Net. This is KM6SR with K6NYC, soon to be here. Eddie, KE6BK, you on tonight? Did you get Rick or Ben there, Mike?
Well, we had a good signal from Rick, but there wasn't anybody for him to say hello to. Aaron worked him, but that was it. You weren't here, of course. So Rick had a booming signal, but we didn't have anybody that he broke in to hear or to try and hear or work. And we didn't have the Santa Cruz boys, so that didn't help him any. But we did not hear Ben. N6SWR or KE6BK. No, that's not right. Is that Eddie's call?
Yep, KE6BK.
Eddie, where are you? KE6BK or N6SWR or anybody else down south, all the way to the Mexican border. Does anybody copy us there? K6MYC Bozo Net, calling and listening. I don't think John was in there tonight. I listened, and all I heard was weak signals. I could copy them some of the time, but it sounded like they were still vertical. Over.
Huh, interesting. John, KG6 USS, KG6 USS, are you on tonight? Well, maybe he forgot about it like I did with a dinner appointment.
Possibly. And or else at daylight savings time got him. Sometimes if you're not doing anything that requires looking at the clock on the weekend, you don't realize it. I forgot all about it. I got up Sunday morning and Judy woke me up and she forgot it also, so she wakes me up at 7:30, but it was really 6:30. So we were, yeah. No, it was really 8:30 when she woke me up. 8:30, but with the daylight savings time. But it was 7:30 was the right time, but it was 8:30 daylight savings. So I think it's got everybody a little bit screwed up here. Anyway, I think we're done. I don't have a count here, but it looks like a good number. I would say we got something around 40.
Okay, that sounds good, Mike. KM6SR.
All right, well, we'll see you tomorrow night, and I'm going to get out of here. It's cooling off a little bit in the shack here, mostly them cooling off from the fan that's in the big amplifier here. It blows right at me here. All right, good night, Aaron, and thank you for the help in the background there. K6US and KM6 Sugar Radio with your counterparts, K6MYC, clear and going that away. From Delta Mike 07 Delta Bravo. We're closing the 2-meter Bozo Net on March 8. Is it March 8 or 9?
March 8.
March 8. We're closing the net here. March 8, 2026. Good night, all.
Yeah, good night, Mike. Yeah, it was well, I didn't get as much radio time as I wanted this weekend, but I did work around 50 stations on the contest this weekend, so got a couple countries that I've never worked before, so better than nothing. And now I'm trying to work Bouvet on FT8 40 meters, and we'll see what happens. They're about to go into gray line, so we'll see what that does to the signal. We'll catch you tomorrow on 222 K6US.
Are you talking about the 3Y0?
Yeah, the 3Y0K. I haven't been able to work them, but I've been hearing them on 40 meters for the last hour, and been shouting into the void on FT8, but just not making it down there, which is not surprising on my wire antenna. 40 meters is not my best band.
Yeah, I could work them easily if you're hearing them on that piece of wire. I could work them easily if they could ever get up on 40 meter sideband. So if you ever hear them on 40 meter sideband, please give me a phone call, will you?
Well, I won't be listening for them there. My goal is to work them at least once on digital, and then I'll probably call it good, because the propagation down there has been pretty terrible for me.
Well, Well, just on the outside chance that you see a schedule or they comment on it or whatever, how do you know? How do you keep track of them?
Well, with digital, it's easy because I can just go pull up the map. The problem is that DXpedition is using Facebook as their primary mode of communication to the community, and I deleted my Facebook account 6 years ago, and I basically refused to use that website. And if you try to use it without an account, you can only see so much, and then they want you to log in. So it's very disappointing that that group decided to use Facebook as their primary mode of communication, considering they have a dang website. They could just post everything on there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they got a budget of $1.7 million, and they're using Facebook.
Yeah. I'm not sure I want to work them anyway, now that you mention it.
That's why I was like, well, I want to at least work them once, and then I'll just be done with them.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever worked Bouvet. I mean, not that I need it for anything. It would just be fun to do it on and give them, I'm sure they're not going to work a deluge of Californians. That's going to be tough on 40, on anything but FT8.
Yep, Roger. And, you know, and I'm sure they're jumping around all over the place, but, yeah, it's just that, you know, I'm sitting here waiting for them to go through gray line, and what I've noticed the last couple of days is the second the sun comes out, they go to the upper bands, and they focus on Europe.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll go in and get on 40 for a few minutes, make some noise down there on 7135 or so, and see if I can attract anybody's attention. I'll call CQ3Y0 and see what happens, huh?
Yep, you never know. So, alrighty, we'll catch you tomorrow night, K6US.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a good band for me. I'm not bragging, but normally my signal reports are never less than 10 over 9, and most of the time it's 20 and sometimes 30 over in Africa. So, and that's with stations that are modest. Modest stations is 10 to 20 over 9, so I know they should hear us.
Yep, Roger.
Alrighty. Take care. See you tomorrow. Good evening. K6US, K6SRR, K6MYC, clear and pulling the cork.
Hey, Aaron, K6US, KM6SR. What contest is going on this weekend?
It was the DX, ARRL DX contest. It's the one where the entire world is trying to work us on sideband.
Oh, that's interesting. And it's still going on now?
No, it ended at 5 o'clock.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything anyway, but just wondering.
Yep, I worked, European Russia on 20, worked some stuff in Europe on 15 this morning, Alaska, you know, stuff down in the Caribbean, South America, so it was decent. A couple J stations, got Ireland for the first time, so yeah, it was, you know, it was okay. I always just jump on there and casually operate because it's a good contest to pick up countries.
Yep, and all on FT8?
No, it's a sideband contest, Rob.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's the International DX Phone Contest. It's only on sideband.
Oh, that's my kind of contest. I guess I screwed up.
Yeah, and as I said, U.S. stations don't work each other, and the DX stations don't work each other. The entire world is trying to work all the U.S. stations only, and vice versa. So it's the perfect contest for racking up countries.